including Canelo, as much as I hate him, and I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
I don't expect anything less than that with that kind of person. He's an
Sometimes styles make fights. Sometimes fighters get a little tentative. They get a little, gun shy. So you never know until that bell rings.
Canelo Alvarez may be known for his power and precision inside the ring, but his toughest fight could be unfolding far beyond the ropes, against Oscar De La Hoya, the very man who helped shape his rise to global stardom. What began as a championship partnership has now turned into a legal and personal clash, one that could redefine both of their legacies in and out of boxing.
Canelo. Jesus, Lord. Come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was going to run, a Cuban style. You chose him. And now you say you hate fighting runners? Well, then don't fight runners. We all know who we want to see you in against. That's Benavidez. Go up against Benavidez. Fight Benavidez. He won't run. What's wrong with that? It's a good fight. But it's sad. It really.
They were once an unbeatable force, packing arenas, smashing pay-per-view records, and dominating the sport under the Golden Boy Promotions banner. But that powerhouse alliance didn't last. What was once built on mutual success has unraveled into a bitter feud marked by lawsuits, claims of broken trust, and an ongoing struggle over money, power, and who truly held control behind the scenes.
because he's mad because I leave Golden Boy. I'm the diamond in Golden Boy. Golden Boy is not the same without me. That's why he's angry. I have the proofs. I have proofs. I put my liars in, and he tried to steal money. I have proofs. I don't want to do anything against that kind of guys. I don't want that vibes. I don't really give a shit about Oscar. But if he says something here in my territory, I need to say something.
De La Hoya claims he was left in the dark and betrayed, blindsided by what he describes as a calculated move by Canelo to take over and strip his company of its power. But Canelo tells a very different story. He argues that he was the one restrained and disrespected, forced to break free from a system that, in his view, never truly had his best interests at heart.
I've seen some stuff about with the whole Oscar De La Hoya thing.
I'm glad to go away from him.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy.
We're really good friends with Dana White. Yeah. And he doesn't like Oscar De La Hoya too, I said.
Oscar De La Hoya has announced he's coming out of retirement to box again.
Cocaine isn't cheap.
I think nobody.
Because he's a vacuum, right?
Every time he's in problems, he don't have any fighters left. Ryan Garcia, because he signed with him. Now Ryan Garcia, I think is in a problem with him. That's why nobody wants to be with him, because he's no lawyer.
So prime for prime, who wins? You or De La Hoya?
Huh?
Prime for prime, who wins? You or
Fuck him, easy. Motherfucker is fucking easy money.
What began as a record-shattering alliance has now transformed into an all-out personal war. Oscar De La Hoya has found a new powerhouse to rally behind, David Benavidez, and many believe he's using this rising star as his weapon of revenge against Canelo. In the super middleweight division, Benavidez has earned a fearsome reputation. Dubbed the Mexican Monster, he's widely viewed as the most dangerous man in the weight class, a relentless force defined by his unyielding pressure, imposing frame, and devastating knockout power that sends a clear message to anyone standing across from him.
You know, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm the youngest guy, 3-time world champion, 168 division. I'll put my belts against anybody, and I guarantee you I'll knock everybody out.
I think Oscar had a lot to get off of his chest, and he finally had the platform to do it. This is the first press conference he's had not first, but, as a fighter fighting Canelo. So I feel he's entitled to say whatever he wants to say. Everybody says what they want about him, so why can't he speak his mind?
How about this? Prime Canelo, prime Oscar. Who do you think wins that fight?
Oscar all day. Prime Oscar beats everybody.
For years, boxing fans and analysts have buzzed with anticipation over a potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez, a matchup many consider the ultimate test of Canelo's reign. The tension has simmered, the demand has grown, and the timing couldn't be more explosive. Seeing the opportunity, Oscar De La Hoya seized the moment, launching a bold public campaign that reignited old rivalries and pushed the long-awaited fight back into the spotlight.
So it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turkey Al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him. And it's all because he will do anything not to fight David Benavidez. Look, Turkey is trying to make the best fights that everybody wants to see. And Canelo continues to take the fights that nobody wants to see. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
De La Hoya didn't just campaign for the fight, he came out swinging. He accused Canelo of avoiding the most dangerous man in the 168-pound division, claiming fear, not finances, was keeping the bout from happening. As fan pressure intensified and the boxing world demanded answers, De La Hoya doubled down. His criticism turned sharp and deeply personal, echoing across interviews and social media. He boldly declared that Canelo would never face Benavidez, not because of contracts or cash, but because the younger fighter is hungrier, stronger, and, in De La Hoya's words, simply too much for Canelo to handle.
Why can you not give us Canelo Benavidez? Why? Canelo, why? I do not understand it. You're demanding $200 million? Like, come on, dude. Basically, Canelo doesn't want to give us the good fights. Imagine if Canelo and Benavidez gets made. That's the Super Bowl of boxing. Boxing is on the rise. Canelo, don't screw it up for us. I thought I would never say this, but Canelo's scared. Literally, I thought I would, as a fighter, I know fighters are not scared. But wow, we've been begging Canelo, please, Canelo, please. We want this fight. It's all ego. It's all just being arrogant. You know, come on, just get paid. It's going to be the biggest payday of your career anyway. Not just what you're asking, but man, we need this fight. Boxing needs this fight.
The accusation hit Canelo where it hurts most, his pride. De La Hoya's words painted the pound-for-pound king as a champion running from a younger, hungrier threat. Then came his boldest claim yet, that Canelo knows David Benavidez would knock him out if they ever met in the ring. But De La Hoya didn't stop there. He went further, alleging that Canelo had devised a clever strategy to dodge the matchup entirely, by demanding an eye-popping $150 to $200 million purse. To De La Hoya, it was nothing more than smoke and mirrors, a textbook move straight out of what he called Boxing 101, designed to look interested in a fight that was never truly on the table.
That's just another way to say I don't want to fight him. That's the bottom line. That's basically it. I don't want to fight him. So you throw out a number. I mean, it's classic from Boxing 101. If you don't want to fight somebody, just outbid yourself, outprice yourself.
People think it's fair. Some people think it's like fair.
Then we're not going to see the fight. And I want to see the fight. Benavidez would be a threat for anybody. I love his style. I love his mentality. Straightforward. You know, he's a great fighter. I wouldn't take that route. Canelo should take a different route, I think.
The battle over the Benavidez fight isn't just about one matchup, it's the latest chapter in a long, tangled history of high-stakes negotiations and power plays at the top of the boxing world. This feud runs deep, shaped by years of tension, broken deals, and bruised egos. A fresh and fiery example of that came recently, centered around one of De La Hoya's brightest and most controversial stars, Ryan Garcia. Clip 9. When Ryan Garcia signed on to face Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the matchup was billed as one of boxing's biggest modern showdowns. But behind the scenes, tensions flared long before the opening bell. De La Hoya claimed that Davis's team imposed strict rehydration clauses, limits on how much weight Garcia could regain after the weigh-in. He argued that those conditions weren't about fairness or safety, but strategy, a calculated move to weaken his fighter and tilt the odds before they even stepped into the ring.
Hall of Fame boxer, Oscar De La Hoya. First of all, thank you so much for the interview. What do you make of the rehydration clause? This is news to me. I knew there was a catch weight, but there's a rehydration clause. Is there any concern for you as far as that for your fighter?
No concern whatsoever. Both fighters are professionals. Both fighters have been waiting for this fight for a long time, and so the fact that they've already been training, the weight is down on Ryan Garcia, on Tank Davis. They're professionals, so there's no issue whatsoever. It's sometimes standard to have some kind of clause like that in a contract, but we strongly feel that both fighters will have no issues whatsoever.
After watching what he described as unfair tactics used against one of his own fighters, De La Hoya now views Canelo's reported $200 million price tag for a Benavidez showdown with deep skepticism. To him, that number isn't a serious negotiation point, it's a smokescreen. In De La Hoya's eyes, it's yet another boxing 101 tactic, setting an outrageous price to make it look like you're open to the fight, all while ensuring it never actually happens.
You know, when Tank Davis and his team, drained Ryan and had all those rehydration clauses, and you could only gain so much weight during fight day, it takes a toll on your body, and it doesn't make it fair for anybody.
Whoever makes the first mistake, is obviously gonna get the short end of the stick. But I see those Ryan and Tank want each other so bad. I think styles are gonna go out the window and they're gonna clash. That's all I see.
How do you look to you based on this last performance now coming into this round fight?
This last fight, I have to give Ryan the advantage, not just because he's with Golden Boy, but look, Tank's a beast. He is. I mean, I remember a long time ago I said, man, don't fight Tank. Not just yet. Tank is a beast. I remember saying that at the StubHub. Yeah, when somebody asked me, and I said, you know what, this guy's a beast. So, but now I have to give Ryan the advantage because Ryan's a fighter who fights tall and throws that snap jab with the right hand, that check hook. I mean, if he catches Tank coming in, it's sayonara. It's goodbye. It's good night.
Did you see that him troubling